Welcomes you to our YouTube channel. In this video, we will indulge in Vile Vortices. What are they, and what mysteries they hold? Before diving deep into the mystifying enigmas of the Vile Vortices, let's have a slight idea of what constitutes these regions called Vile Vortices altogether. You would surely have heard about their mischievous tales of the Bermuda Triangle. So yeah, the Bermuda Triangle is actually a Vile Vortex. Unlike the Bermuda Triangle, there are 11 more such regions spread across the globe which are equally, or even more, dangerous as compared to that of the Devil's Triangle. So, these areas along with the infamous Bermuda Triangle, are cumulatively known as the 12 Vile Vortices of the Earth. Vile Vortices are various places located on the Earth's surface which are organized in a systematic fashion. What is shocking about these areas is their notable phenomena of both paranormal and terrestrial type. From numerous unexplained disappearances, world's most robust electromagnetic field anomalies, to rumors of abductions by extraterrestrials, since past centuries of their existence. Such accounts of perplexing tales prevail in these parts of the planet. Though the reason or mechanism behind all these tragedies is unknown to experts concerned, the reason for their specific alignment across the planet is also not known. Is it just a coincidence, or does it serve a special purpose, maybe to some other civilizations which are still unfamiliar to us? The term Vile Vortex itself stands for nasty, horrible, atrocious, or much more spooky and relatable synonyms one can think of. Also, there is one more word we should familiarize ourselves with, before hopping ahead. Ley lines it is. A ley line is nothing but the line joining one Vile Vortex to the other. Geographic specification. Each of the Vile Vortices are naturally located at such places on Earth, which, when combined together, form a particular geometric pattern which is mathematically defined as an icosahedron, a polyhedron with 20 plane faces, which are most likely to be equilateral triangles. Now coming to the topic, i.e. the locations where these vortices are situated, we have 5 of the Vile Vortices lie above the equator, and another 5 of them lie below the equator, being equidistant from the equatorial line. And the rest 2 of them lie at the poles, with one situated at the North Pole and the other one at the South Pole. One can also say that 5 of the Vile Vortices are positioned along the Tropic of Cancer, and 5 along the Tropic of Capricorn, excluding the North Pole and South Pole ones. Let's have a quick glance at these Vile Vortices before a detailed read, and they are: the Bermuda Triangle, the city of Mohenjo-daro, the megaliths of Algeria, the Devil's Sea, the Hamarcolea volcano, the Easter Island statues, the megaliths of Zimbabwe, the Wharton Basin, the Loyalty Islands, the South Atlantic anomaly, the North Pole, and of course, the South Pole. Historical briefing. Ivan Terence Sanderson was a British biologist, paranormal enthusiast and writer who had keen interest in all the metaphysical. He used to travel a lot studying the places he went to. During the early 1970s, he came to witness these 12 strange and specific mystical places and mapped them, and later coined the term Vile Vortices. He also plotted a planetary catalogue listing out 12 sites almost equidistant from each other. According to Sanderson, these regions are home to numerous weird phenomena like disappearances of humans, ships and aircrafts, UFO and strange light sightings, and other supernatural activities. He came up with different theories like space-time deformations, gravitational ablations, magnetic anomalies, activities of extraterrestrials, presence of supernatural energies for the incidents taking place in some of the Vile Vortices. The 2 most well-known Vile Vortices are the Bermuda Triangle, Devil's Triangle, and the Dragon's Triangle, Devil's Sea, which are also among the first 2 Vile Vortices. Now, after all this information, it's high time to have a look at all of the 12 hyped and infamous Vile Vortices. The Bermuda Triangle. As this one is already very much familiar to us, so let's not go into the major details and descriptions here. Located between Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico as its vertices, the Bermuda Triangle is famous for the reports of compasses going haywire, random instrument malfunctions, gleaming water and sky sightings, being gateway to other dimension, and holding records for most number of disappearances of vessels, airplanes and people in the entire human history. Among the various proposed reasons for these observations and incidents, the most highlighted were the presence of river monsters, powers of the submerged city of Atlantis, wormholes, notorious weather, alien invasion, methane gas bubbles and human error. But all these theories fail somewhere to give any reasonable explanation, and the mystery still remains unanswered. Mohenjo-daro. The city of Mohenjo-daro, or the Mound of the Dead, is one of the best examples of the world's most ancient and preserved civilizations, yet it was many years ahead in terms of intelligent planning and architecture, impressive art and crafts, technological advancement and amenities. An urban city could endure at the time of its existence. Currently situated in Pakistan, the archaeological site falls under the Indus Valley Civilization, which is the earliest and advanced known urban culture of the Indian subcontinent and is also considered among the top 4 earliest river valley civilizations ever discovered. Built around 2500 BC, the primeval megacity spread to a surface area of approximately 500 acres, which is big enough for a modern city of the current era to flourish. Talking about the aspects to be appreciated, the remains of the bricks are similar to the modern-day ones. The houses had baths and toilets. The city was home to about 40,000 people. It had around 700 wells spread evenly, and the famous Great Bath that drew water from the Indus River, and used for ritual bathing, was built way ahead of its time, considering the fact that the world-famous Roman baths, constructed in 1897, were considered among the first waterway systems of their kind until the discovery of ruins of Mohenjo-daro. All these things show that these people knew a lot about engineering stuff and had great technical skills. Also, there are accounts of interesting things like waterproof bricks, good knowledge of medical sciences, flood control methods, rainwater conservation. Now, the question that arises is how come such a well-built city collapsed after 600 years of its existence, that too, all of a sudden? Some believe that it could be a consequence of some natural disaster, invasion of an enemy kingdom, or an impact of water crisis resulting due to any kind of change in the path of the Indus River, a major part of the functionalities of the civilization and one of the ultimate sources of living. Some 40 to 45 scattered skeletons have been found upon exhumation by archaeologists, along with many other things like fused bricks and melted pieces of used pottery, which after research, revealed that those remains were subjected to extreme temperatures of 4,000 degrees minus 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit. So, this observation gives rise to another speculation of demolition by an intense and violent explosion. Archaeologists paid heed to these buried grounds in the early 1920s. Since then many things have been unraveled, but many are yet to be decoded. The connection of Hinduism to this city also can't be denied. Was it the wrath of Lord Shiva, as it has been found that the people there used to worship him and could have made their deity vigorously angry, resulting into their destruction? There are some researchers who believe that Mohenjo-daro was a province of Lanka, whose devastation story is mentioned in the Ramayana in brief. The mystery of sudden abandonment of this city still remains unanswered. Algerian megaliths. Algerian megaliths are ruins which lie in the south of Timbuktu, located on the southern edge of Sahara Desert, an Islamic city which has a rich history of establishment, and is listed as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. The megaliths are actually burial grounds built by some primitive civilization of the planet. Looking at the archaeological structures of these remains, it can be deduced that the people living there once were too ahead in technology and arts. The monoliths contain a dark enigmatic aura and is blamed for the disappearances of those who fly through this part of the desert. Since these megaliths were once burial grounds, one may consider it to be cursed by the spirits, though the questions related vanishings is yet to be answered. Devil Sea. After the disappearances of a significant number of people and vessels without a trace for a long time, the Devil Sea, also known as the Pacific Bermuda Triangle or the Dragon's Triangle, earned its bad reputation and became notorious. The Japan government declared the area of Izu Islands, South Tokyo, where the Devil Sea is estimated to be lying, a danger zone after the sudden vanishing of their research ship named Kiyomaru No. 5 set on sail with 31 people on it, for the investigation of former missing ships. Due to the paranormal activities and unexpected formations of wild typhoons and rogue waves out of nowhere, Japanese people call it Evil Sea. In the past, local fishermen believed that there lived a dragon in the bottom of the islands, hence giving it the name Dragon's Triangle. It is also believed that the unfortunate incidents are an effect of the anomalous powers of the submerged city called Japan's Atlantis, as some monoliths have also been discovered underwater. But according to modern researchers, there's a lot of volcanic activity across the bottom of the ocean which is capable of explaining most of the incidents happening there. Now it's up to you which theory you want to believe. The Hamakulia volcano. Hamakulia is an active underwater volcano located in the islands of Hawaii and is a part of the Ring of Fire, a vast zone of Pacific Ocean, known for frequent occurrences of earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. What makes it a part of the Vile Vortices is the mysterious incidents of plane and ship disappearances and reported sightings of strange lights. According to scientists, the area is prone to piezo-magnetic effects which lead the rocks to magnetize, and flow of strange electrical energy can take place around the volcanic region that could affect the navigation equipment of planes and ships. While locals believe that the volcano is a source of some kind of inexplicable power. Easter Island. Easter Island, a remote volcanic island, is a territory in Chile, which is famous for its giant stone sentinels known as moai, which are 887 in number. It is also one of the World Heritage Sites of UNESCO. At first, it was thought that the statues were just carved heads, but after an excavation in 2012, it was found that these are full bodies joined to the heads. The average moai height and weight are about 4 meters and 12.5 tons respectively. The tallest one is almost 10 meters and weighs 82 tons, while the heaviest one weighs 86 tons, being 10 meters long. There is also an unfinished one, which would have been 69 feet tall with a mass of about 155 tons upon completion. The fine carving and transportation of these giant sculptures is still a matter of contention for archaeologists. Transporting such heavy masses of rocks in the 15th century was almost impossible at that time. Few theories indicate that this may be the work of aliens who may have used their advanced technology to create and move the sculptures. A more convincing explanation is that the civilization used compressed volcanic ash to make the statues. Some illustrations were also recreated later to show that it was possible to tie ropes encircling the huge statues and then move them in walking motion with help of several dozen people. Megaliths of Zimbabwe. Adding to the list of the Vile Vortices, we have one more megalith located in Zimbabwe. These ruins constitute a region occupied with massive stone structures laid in the form of huge towers. The abandoned monuments are believed to be once a home for some civilization about a millennium ago. But no accounts of migrations, wars, or any legends connected with these megaliths have been found. There is another side of the story too, which points towards another prehistoric race of beings, according to which, these towers were made by an unspecified method, for purposes which could rather be astronomical than terrestrial. The Wharton Basin. Wharton Basin lies in the northeast quarter of the Indian Ocean, near Western Australia. Named after William Wharton, a hydrographer of the Navy, the basin is deforming at a very high rate, which results in the series of high-magnitude earthquakes striking the area. Along with the seismic activities, many fractures, fault lines and joints due to plate displacements are also present on the ocean floor. Many planes and ships have been reported missing in this area. The most remarkable events contributing to the fame of this vortex are an earthquake of magnitude 8.6 striking the zone in April 2012, and the unexpected vanishing Malaysian plane, flight MH370 in the year 2014. The Loyalty Islands. Apart from Wharton Basin, Australia is unfortunately surrounded by one more Vile Vortex, which is a group of islands called Loyalty Islands, which extend to the east of the country. Besides the numerous geologic activities, the area is infamous for swallowing islands too. It is blamed for the disappearance of an island that was on the maps for a long time before, the vanishing of which was discovered by scientists in 2012. But there is a notion that no such island was there in reality, it existed on maps only. Now you decide what to believe. The South Atlantic Anomaly. The South Atlantic anomaly is basically the diminishing magnetic field of the Earth, specifically in the atmospheric region covering Africa and South America, due to disturbance in the Earth's inner radiation belt, known as Van Allen belt, which here is present at the least height above the planet's surface. Because of the strong variation of magnetic fields in the area, it is prone to pretty high amounts of radiation than any other part of the globe. The effects of this anomaly include satellite glitches, sight of strange lights, hallucinations in astronauts who come in contact, disappearance of aircrafts. Some paranormal researchers even believe that the area surrounding it is a portal to other dimensions. This anomaly has been a subject of great emphasis for the scientists of NASA itself. The North and South Poles. The North Pole and South Pole are considered to be the two most inhospitable places on the Earth for us humans. The North Pole lies in the middle of the Arctic Ocean, and the South Pole is in Antarctica, which is a continent of deep mysteries and weird myths itself. Both the poles are situated at the opposite ends of the Earth. Also, they are the points where the lines of longitude meet, and this gives rise to some uncommon phenomena. The North Pole basically consists of frozen waters all around with no solid ground. In short, it is a region made up of ice surrounded by nearby lands, while the South Pole is landmass surrounded by ice. The North Pole is notorious for its harsh climatic conditions. Navigation is also difficult as the compass is of no use in the area. Time zone there also functions in a dramatic way as it is not fixed. It constitutes of moving pieces of ice which are always drifting, i.e. there is not any permanent piece of land, but water layers of the ocean only. It has also been reported of several disappearances, the most famous of which is the expedition of 1845 in which 129 men headed towards the North Pole in a ship were lost. Later their shipwreck was found after a whooping time period of 150 years, and the ship never made it where it was headed to. There are also rumors about a strange opening which is considered to be deep enough to unravel unknown secrets. Surprised enough? Well, the South Pole may have more astonishing things to reveal. The South Pole is visited more than the North Pole on an annual basis, as traveling there is not bound to ships only. Antarctica has some population of inhabitants also, so witnessing the activities taking place is a bit less complicated than that of the North Pole side. Now some satellite images of Antarctica mark evidence of spotting UFOs. Even some researchers claim to have found evidence of extraterrestrial civilizations too. Also, there are reported presence of a pyramid-like structure which could be considered as a base for hidden ancient civilizations. Sounds exaggerating? Or convincing? You never know. Well,